Here we go. Good afternoon. I'm Sister Pam Biehl, and Father Sean Dooley is here with me this afternoon. Father Dooley is currently the pastor of Our Lady of Peace Catholic Church in Columbus, Ohio. I've invited Father Dooley to join me for this interview today to talk about the trip of a lifetime opportunity that he is offering his parishioners in October. But before we talk about that pilgrimage to the heart of Catholicism, as it's stated on your website, Father Dooley, would you share with us just a little bit about yourself and your ministry at Our Lady of Peace?
Sure, Sister. Thank you so much for having me. And I've been pastor here at Our Lady of Peace since July of 2019. It's been a unique ride. This is my first time as a pastor. And of course, we know the pandemic and all that fun stuff happened.
Yeah.
But the parish really, I'd say it's a medium-sized parish. It has a good neighborhood feel to it. And we also have a grade school here, 250 students, K through 8, and then a very active parish school religion program, our Sunday school, about 141 students.
Wow.
And then we do have a convent with 3 Franciscan sisters they're from India, but they minister around the city of Columbus. So it's a pretty, it's not too small, not too big, but it's just the right size of a parish for me. So,
and you're surviving okay as a first-time pastor.
Yeah. And I have a great staff, a great deacon that helps me out a whole lot. So really just blessed.
Oh,
with
yeah.
a good staff, good deacon. So
if you have a good team, that's
exactly
really key to helping to do what you need to do in the parish, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So what is this about your passion for classic Volkswagens? I think everyone would like to know just a little bit about that. Can you share something about that? Now, you put that out on your website, so it's public knowledge, Father.
Yeah. So, growing up, my grandma, I'm from Zanesville. My grandma, she used to live right next door to Bishop Rosecrans High School there in Zanesville. And my grandma had a 71 Volkswagen Beetle for many years. And so when I was little, I remember that Beetle. So I just always loved it. And then I acquired a 68 Beetle in seminary. I tinkered around with it. Then I sold it when I got ordained. I needed something a little bit more reliable. But then a couple years ago, I purchased a 71 Beetle. And it's kind of my neighborhood car and stuff like that. So it's just a fun little hobby.
So what color is it?
It's red.
Of course it would be red.
No rust or anything like that. So it's in good shape.
Amazing. Oh, what a great hobby. I know that you have a special connection to my community of Franciscan sisters. Could you just tell us about that relationship that you have with us?
Yeah, it's a pretty it's a very long relationship with my family and the sisters, really stretching back into the late 1800s. I had a great aunt. Her name was Sister Antoinine Hildebrand. She passed away in 1898 at the age of 24, tuberculosis. She's buried here in Zanesville at the old German Catholic cemetery. And then my Aunt Dorothy, Frances Aloysius Hildebrand. I got to know Aunt Dorothy quite a bit when I was little, and she passed away when I was 10 years old, back in 1998. And then my Aunt Martha, Frances Joseph Hildebrand, really got to know her, especially at high school and seminary and priesthood too. She passed away Holy Saturday back in 2020. So kind of a long relationship. And of course, having some of the sisters at St. Nicholas Grade School.
Oh, yeah.
And then Genesis Hospital. My youngest brother works at Genesis Hospital in Zanesville, so we still see the sisters.
Okay. So you are surrounded.
Yeah.
You are surrounded.
And then, of course, many family trips up to the Mother House, to Holy Family, and everything like that. So it's a pretty deep, long relationship for sure.
Oh, that's great. What a richness of background too with your family, all those connections from the 1800s. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at your parish website, and I see these words: travel to Italy with Father Dooley, October 16th to the 26th, 2023. So what would you say motivated you to make a decision to invite your parishioners to join you on this pilgrimage?
Yeah, I guess twofold. One is probably after my first year at the parish, I actually had some parishioners that said, Father, they were kind of putting a little bug on my ear, like, Father, you should really plan like a parish pilgrimage. I'm like, oh, maybe, who knows? And then one of my staff members, before she joined us as the communications director, she worked for a pilgrimage company before she joined us at the parish. So it kind of all just came together. And also last time I was in Italy was 10 years ago. I wasn't a priest yet. I was in the seminary. So this will be my first time going as a priest.
Okay, so you will be the chaplain then of that group, or the leader? What would they call you?
I would say the chaplain, and then my evangelization director, Anthony Roselli, he's going to be going as well, giving little, brief little spiritual talks and the like. So I guess you could say it's Anthony Roselli and I kind of tag team in it, if you will. Mm-hmm.
I think, our audience might be interested in knowing the difference between this trip, which is being called a pilgrimage, versus just going on a tour of Italy. So would you explain that difference just a little bit for our audience?
Yeah, I think the number one thing for making it the difference between a pilgrimage and a trip is, obviously having daily mass. And we'll be having daily mass at some of those, I guess, famous and beautiful churches, if you will, and really just kind of digging into the significance of why we're here. And of course, there'll be some good Italian food on the way.
Of course. That's part of the experience, I'm sure. And so what do you see you and your parishioners experiencing? What will they be able to experience during those 10 days in Italy?
Yeah, I guess just a couple highlights. Obviously, one of the places we're going to that I'm excited for, we're going to Assisi.
Yeah.
And of course, I think of the Mantuan Franciscans and the Franciscan sisters here at Our Lady of Peace, and St. Francis is my confirmation patron saint. So we're going to be able to see, go to the Basilica of St. Francis, see St. Mary of the Angels, I believe, there in Assisi. So that's one of the parts that looking forward to. And then, of course, we're going to be in Rome visiting the many places, but the four major basilicas in Rome. And my favorite is actually not St. Peter's, but it's St. Mary Major. It's my favorite basilica. And then someone told me, I'll have to look at this, there's actually a side altar, I believe, to Our Lady of Peace at St. Mary Major. So we're gonna have to try to find that as parishioners. So.
Yeah, you definitely need to do that if that's the name of your parish, of course. So good prayer liturgy experiences, some historical information, along with eating the local foods, shopping for that perfect keepsake, and just getting to know each other. What a great way for parishioners to experience all of that and then get to know each other as well. That sounds like a great trip.
We have about 30 or 32 parishioners going.
And it looks like your trip is full, right?
Yeah, it's full.
That's a great response from your parishioners. So in all of that, what would be your hope for the people as they walk these days of pilgrimage? What would you hope they come back with and carry with them forever?
Yeah, I would say it's just a great reminder that the church is really universal. That Our Lady of Peace is part of the universal church. And it was, and I said the same thing when we invited the Franciscan sisters from India to our parish. And I told the parishioners, I said, this is a great reminder that the church is a lot bigger than Columbus, Ohio.
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. And that's really true for us. And to go see a church in other places and spaces and the history that's there is pretty exciting. So anything else that you want us to know about the trip, or that you'd like to share with us about this pilgrimage?
I guess going to two other places that we're going to Orvieto and Siena. I've never been there before. So that's going to be interesting. I've I've never been to those two places before. So
Okay.
I believe it's Rome, Assisi, Orvieto, and Siena. So the other two, it's going to be a whole new experience for me.
So everybody will be learning and experiencing some new stuff together. New
Yeah,
things.
for sure.
That's great. Well, thank you. Thank you for just taking a little time with us to be here today to talk about this exciting pilgrimage opportunity that you are offering your parishioners. I'm sure they feel very excited about being able to have that opportunity to go with you as well. And probably I'm imagining a life-changing experience for everyone who takes part in those 10 days in Italy. Not only to learn more about the history of our Catholic Church, but how great to be able to walk in the footsteps of so many saints and leaders that have gone before us and truly heroes of our faith and models of our faith as well. So thank you again, Father Dooley, for being with us. And thanks to all of you who took this time to listen to our interview today.
Thank you, sister.
You're welcome.